So forget oil for a moment. There's a new black gold, or rather, white gold, that's dictating the future. It's called lithium, and the fight to control it is the most crucial, yet largely unseen battle of the 21st century. From the desolate salt flats of South America to the high-stakes boardrooms of global corporations, a silent war is raging. A war for power, for technological dominance, and for the very future of energy. Welcome to Macro Central, where we connect the dots of the global economy. Today, we dive deep into the electrifying battle for lithium. Chapter 1, the new gold rush. For over a century, oil has shaped geopolitics, fueling empires, and defined the world's progress. But the age of the internal combustion engine is drawing to a close. The future is electric, and at the heart of this revolution lies the lithium-ion battery. By the mid-2030s, many major economies are mandating the shift to electric vehicles. This isn't just a trend, it's a fundamental transformation of our industrial world. This unprecedented demand has ignited a global treasure hunt, turning a once obscure industrial mineral into a critical geopolitical asset. The front lines of this new gold rush are not where you might expect. They lie in the arid, high-altitude deserts of South America. The Lithium Triangle, a new center of gravity. Imagine a triangle etched across the map of South America, connecting Chile, Argentina, and Bolivia. This lithium triangle holds over half of the world's known lithium reserves, locked beneath these starkly beautiful landscapes. Each point of this triangle is a key player in our story. First, there's Chile, the former king. For years, Chile was the undisputed leader in lithium production, a stable and reliable source. But as global demand surged, a growing sense of resource nationalism swept the country. In late 2024, the Chilean government announced a bold move: the nationalization of its lithium industry. This wasn't a complete takeover, but a push for majority state control in new contracts with major players like Albemarle and SQM. This decision sent ripples of uncertainty through the market. Investors, wary of political risk, began to look elsewhere, seeking more predictable landscapes for their massive investments. That's where Argentina, the Wild West of lithium, stepped in. Seeing Chile turn inward, Argentina threw open its doors to foreign investment. In the remote provinces of Salta and Jujuy, a modern-day lithium rush is underway. Billions of dollars from American, European, and yes, Chinese companies are pouring in, building new extraction facilities at an astonishing pace. Projections from Bloomberg NEF indicate Argentinian lithium production could triple by 2028, positioning it as the most dynamic and rapidly expanding lithium hotspot globally. However, Argentina's history of economic volatility makes this a high-stakes gamble. And finally, we have Bolivia, the sleeping giant. Possessing the world's single largest identified lithium resource beneath its vast Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia has remained largely untapped for decades. Political instability, resistance from indigenous communities concerned about environmental impact, and significant technical challenges in extracting lithium from its specific type of brine have kept its vast wealth locked away. But in early 2025, a significant geopolitical shift occurred. A consortium of Chinese and Russian state-backed companies finalized a multi-billion-dollar deal with the Bolivian government, aiming to overcome these hurdles and finally unlock Bolivia's immense lithium potential. This move marks a major geopolitical power play, with Eastern powers succeeding where Western efforts had faltered. This triangle, a nationalist king reshaping the rules, a chaotic boomtown embracing rapid expansion, and a sleeping giant awakening with the help of the East, is where the raw physical battle for lithium is being fought, but extracting the raw material is only the first stage of this global contest. The real power lies in the ability to refine it into battery-grade chemicals, the essential building blocks of our electric future. Chapter 2, the Empire and the Rebellion, China's chokehold and the refining supremacy. Here's the crucial, often overlooked truth in the battle for lithium. Extracting it from the earth is one thing. Refining it to the purity levels required for high-performance batteries is another entirely. And in this critical stage, the People's Republic of China doesn't just lead, it exerts a near-total dominance. While countries like Australia are significant miners of lithium-bearing spodumene ore, an astonishing 70 to 80% of the world's raw lithium undergoes processing and refining within China's borders, transforming it into vital lithium carbonate and lithium hydroxide. This wasn't a matter of chance. It was a result of a deliberate, decades-long strategy of patient capital. While the West focused on traditional energy sources, Beijing was quietly executing a plan. Its state-backed firms like Tianqi Lithium and Ganfeng Lithium strategically invested in mines across the globe. from Australia and South America to emerging regions like Africa. Crucially, they poured billions into research, development, and the construction of massive, state-subsidized refining facilities. This allowed them to achieve economies of scale and undercut competitors worldwide, effectively creating a chokehold on the midstream of the battery supply chain. They didn't just refine, they vertically integrated, controlling significant portions of the entire battery production process. This dominance provides Beijing with a formidable economic and geopolitical weapon. In late 2023, in response to increasing US restrictions on semiconductor technology exports to China, Beijing implemented new export controls on graphite, another crucial material for battery anodes. It was a clear signal, a warning shot fired across the bow of the West. The message was unmistakable. You may control some advanced technologies, but the green energy transition that the world desperately needs runs through us. The Western Awakening. That warning reverberated through the halls of power in Washington, D.C., Brussels, and Tokyo. The West has finally recognized the strategic vulnerability created by China's control over critical minerals, and a counter-offensive economic rebellion has begun. The primary weapon in this rebellion is landmark legislation like the United States Inflation Reduction Act, or IRA. Despite its somewhat misleading name, the IRA represents one of the most significant pieces of industrial policy enacted in the United States in decades. It's a bold declaration of economic independence in the clean energy sector. The IRA offers a substantial $7,500 tax credit for consumers purchasing new electric vehicles. However, this credit comes with crucial strings attached. To qualify, a steadily increasing percentage of the battery component and the critical minerals within them must be sourced from North America or a list of trusted allies. The legislation is explicitly designed to incentivize the creation of a non-Chinese battery supply chain. This policy shift has triggered a frantic scramble within the automotive and battery industries. Suddenly, securing access to lithium isn't just a matter of cost, it's a matter of survival in the lucrative North American market. Major automotive manufacturers like GM have announced massive investments, such as their $650 million stake in the Thacker Pass lithium mine in Nevada. Global giants like Honda, BMW, and Ford are forging partnerships and co-investing billions in new battery manufacturing plants across the American South. The overarching strategy is known as friendshoring, rebuilding critical supply chain, but exclusively with nations considered reliable and aligned in strategic interests such as Canada, Australia, and Japan, and even exploring opportunities in regions like the Middle East. But building these gigafactories is only part of the equation. Without a secure and reliable supply of refined lithium to feed these massive production lines, they risk becoming expensive, empty shells. The West is engaged in a high-stakes game of catch-up, desperately seeking to replicate China's refining capacity. The critical question remains, can technological innovation offer a shortcut in this race against time? Chapter 3, The Future of Power, the Technological Arms Race. If the West finds itself lagging in the traditional mining and refining sectors, its most promising avenue for regaining control lies in technological breakthroughs. 3. Potentially game-changing innovations could disrupt the current global order and reshape the lithium landscape. The first of these is direct lithium extraction, or DLE. Often hailed as the holy grail of lithium production, DLE promises to revolutionize how we extract this vital metal. Traditional lithium extraction from brine involves vast evaporation ponds, a slow and environmentally intensive process that can take years and consume enormous quantities of water, an estimated 500,000 gallons for every ton of lithium produced. DLE technologies offer a radical alternative. Utilizing advanced filtration, ion exchange, or other sophisticated methods, DLE can extract lithium directly from brine in a matter of hours or days, significantly reducing the land footprint and using a fraction of the water. This technology could potentially unlock vast, previously uneconomical lithium resources, such as the geothermal brines found beneath California's Salton Sea. Even major oil companies like ExxonMobil are now making significant investments in DLE, betting that it could transform the United States into a major lithium producer. However, DLE technology is still in its early stages of commercialization, facing challenges related to scalability, cost-effectiveness for different brine types, and long-term environmental impacts. The second potential disruptor is the sodium-ion battery. What if we could engineer a high-performing battery without relying on lithium at all? Sodium, the sixth most abundant element on Earth, is readily available and significantly cheaper than lithium. Chinese battery giants like CATL and BYD are already in mass production of sodium-ion batteries for electric vehicles in the domestic Chinese market. While current sodium-ion batteries typically offer lower energy density and shorter driving ranges compared to their lithium-ion counterparts, they possess significant advantages in terms of cost, safety, less prone to thermal runaway, and reliance on geopolitically abundant materials. This could lead to a bifurcated EV market with more affordable, shorter-range urban vehicles powered by sodium-ion technology, while premium, long-range EVs continue to rely on advanced lithium-ion chemistries. Finally, the ultimate game changer could be solid-state batteries. Considered the next generation of battery technology, solid-state batteries promise significant improvements over current liquid electrolyte batteries that offer the potential for increased safety due to the elimination of flammable liquid electrolytes, faster charging times, and significantly higher energy density, potentially doubling or even tripling the range of electric vehicles. A global race is underway to perfect solid-state battery technology, with major automotive manufacturers like Toyota and BMW, battery companies like Samsung SDI and LG Energy Solution, and promising American startups like QuantumScape, all vying for the breakthrough that could establish them as a dominant force in the next era of battery technology. However, significant scientific and engineering hurdles remain before solid-state batteries can be mass-produced cost-effectively. So what's the hidden cost? But the quest for a clean energy future fueled by lithium carries a significant and often overlooked cost: the profound human and environmental impact of lithium extraction. Traditional lithium extraction from brine in evaporation ponds consumes colossal amounts of water. As we mentioned, hundreds of thousands of gallons per ton of lithium. This often occurs in some of the most arid regions on the planet, like the Atacama Desert, creating intense competition for scarce water resources with local and indigenous communities who depend on the same water for drinking, agriculture, and their traditional ways of life. Reports of groundwater depletion and the drying up of vital wetlands are increasingly common, leading to social unrest and ethical dilemmas. Looking at hard rock lithium mining, prevalent in countries like Australia and parts of Africa, also leaves significant environmental scars, from deforestation and habitat destruction to a substantial carbon footprint associated with the energy-intensive mining and processing. Concerns over labor practices and the potential for pollution in these mining operations also persist. As the world accelerates its transition to electric vehicles, we must confront an uncomfortable truth. Our pursuit of a cleaner energy future is creating new sacrifice zones and raising complex ethical questions. The challenge is not simply securing enough lithium, but doing so in a way that minimizes harm to both the environment and the communities directly affected. The battle for lithium is far more than a simple competition for a single raw material. It is a complex and multifaceted struggle that serves as a proxy war for the future of global industry, technological supremacy, and geopolitical leadership in the 21st century. The geopolitical map is being redrawn in real time, not through overt military conflict, but in the silent competition for control over this vital resource. A new world order is being forged in the brine pools of the Andes and the advanced laboratories of global corporations. China, through a combination of strategic foresight and substantial investment, has established a formidable and strategically advantageous position in the lithium supply chain. The United States and its allies, now acutely aware of this vulnerability, are engaged in a multi-trillion-dollar race to build a resilient and secure parallel ecosystem, one less reliant on their primary geopolitical rival. The ultimate outcome of this electrifying battle will profoundly influence the pace and success of our global fight against climate change, the economic prosperity of nations, and the very balance of global power for decades to come. The world is increasingly being built upon a foundation of white gold, and the high-stakes race to control it has only just begun. What are your predictions for the future of the lithium battle? Can the West successfully challenge China's dominance, or will new technologies level the playing field? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments below. Thanks for joining us on Macro Central. If you want to keep connecting the dots on the biggest economic stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Remember, when it comes to your money and your economy, knowledge is power.